Warren County pioneers, the pandemic continues to cripple our nation, and nothing is going to improve in our community or in our lives until this virus is contained and a vaccine is ready available. Until then, you must take the situation extremely serious and do our part to protect the safety and security of everyone in our beloved community. As JFK once said, this is not the time to keep the facts from the people or to keep them complacent. To sound the alarm is not to panic, but to seek action from an aroused public. Nationwide, we have 3.8 million cases, almost 141,000 deaths. There's hotspots all around our nation that's helping to spread the virus. Many vacation spots across our nation is popular with Tennesseans who frequent those during the summer months. We have silent spreaders all across our community. Statewide, the numbers are bleak. Almost 80,000 cases with almost 1,000 deaths. Even with 1.2 million Tennesseans testing, Commissioner Piercy and Governor Lee both urge more testing. The labs are overwhelmed at this point, but there's also no plan to introduce rapid testing anytime soon. But the tests are available at our local health department, free of charge, from 9 to 11 each day. If you have private providers or clinics where the testing can go on, please call them for an appointment if you do not wish to attend the drive-thrus at the health department. Locally, as you know, we now have 222 COVID cases in Warren County, with 33 positive tests returned yesterday. Testing results are running about a week behind. We've had multiple deaths attributed to the virus, including 2 at our local nursing home. Public health officials indicate that we have reached a critical threshold and need to take proactive steps to combat the spread of the disease. Both Governor Lee and Commissioner Piercy urged the use of facial masks, social distancing, home sheltering if possible, and avoid large social gatherings. We want to prevent another shutdown of our community, our business, and our local economy. But only will that happen if you follow those guidelines. It has been encouraging to see the box stores endorse the mandated use of masks. That should go a long way in helping to contain the virus. Our school system has been working diligently over the past few months toward implementing plans for a soft reopening of school. But once again, the safety and security of all of our children, our staff, and our teachers is paramount to our success as a community. And all those plans, as we know, are subject to change. Governor Lee's Executive Order 54 allows county mayors to mandate masks. The city of McMinnville issued a resolution recommending masks within the city. But after meeting with our command team last week, I will continue to analyze the metrics, take direction from the Department of Health and the CDC, and study the threshold numbers each day. But at this time, I do not have plans to mandate masks. But once again, I'm extremely urging that all citizens wear masks, use personal hygiene, practice social distancing, stay at home when you can, avoid the social gatherings that oftentimes spread the disease, and to support the local businesses if possible who have taken the Tennessee Pledge. As President Trump said yesterday, wearing a mask is the patriotic thing to do. As we strengthen our heightened plan of action, we ask for the public to do the right thing, assume responsibility for protecting our community, and particularly those that are members of the most vulnerable population, our elderly. Our preparedness team will continue to monitor daily health numbers across the cities and counties and act accordingly. My emergency order will remain in place until further notice. That emergency order is as stands. Due to the local COVID-19 crisis facing our community, and in accordance with Tennessee Code Annotated 58-8-104, I'm continuing the countywide state of emergency to protect the safety and security of all residents. I urge all residents to follow the President and Governor's plan of actions on extending social distancing and self-sheltering guidelines. If in doubt, it is safer at home. My emergency preparedness team has put plans in place, and they'll be modified as conditions change. All orders coming from federal and state levels will be honored and adapted as needed to conduct local county operations. I have limited public access to all county facilities and have asked for policies and protocol to be implemented on all offices to accommodate the challenges ahead while providing essential government services. We'll continue to communicate with FEMA and TEMA, Homeland Security, and all health agencies and respond as necessary to assist and administer programs as they are made available. Our local teams will mobilize resources and utilize any emergency funds needed to contain and mitigate the threat of this outbreak. We will continue to monitor all events and adapt our plans accordingly. With assistance of law enforcement officers, I will act under emergency authority granted by the state of Tennessee to maintain law and order across our community. The National Guard and the Army are ready to respond if the governor requests that assistance across the state. I'm recommending that everyone follow the health standards and guidelines issued by the CDC and limit social contact with those individuals who are at risk for this disease. Vulnerable populations should stay at home and avoid social gatherings where exposure to this virus is likely. Play it safe and use common sense in all situations. This is a serious health crisis and lives are at stake. I suggest residents get tested, take precaution until these health numbers show progress in combating the virus. We all understand that these are extraordinary times where quick action is necessary to protect the lives of all the residents of this nation, this state, and this county. Our community is ready to act, but it takes all of us realizing the gravity of this pandemic. This order shall remain in effect until further notice. It is in alignment with the governor's original state of emergency proclamation, and I renew it weekly. I urge all residents to follow Governor Lee's executive orders, refer to the Tennessee Pledge for Guidance for Reopening of the Economy. It outlines recommendations for alternate business operations and large social gatherings. It also aligns with President Trump's extension of his existing distancing and testing guidelines. Today we have Dale Humphrey, CEO of River Park St. Thomas Ascension, to give us some updates on hospital, and then Vice Mayor of the City of McMinnville, Raul Chastain.
Thank you, County Executive Haley. Good morning. As he mentioned, I'm Dale Humphrey, the CEO of St. Thomas River Park Hospital. Have some of the latest COVID-19 updates. Tennessee has now been designated as a hotspot, as you know, due to rising numbers of positive COVID-19 cases. Testing numbers in Tennessee stand at over 1.2 million people tested, and there have been just under 80,000 positive cases so far. 3,712 patients have been hospitalized, and almost 46,000 have recovered. There have been 847 deaths in Tennessee. The highest percentage of positive cases are still in the 21 to 30-year-old age group. However, the death rate is above 10% in all age groups over the age of 51. Due to the increased volume, the state of Tennessee has asked that the hospital systems notify patients of possible exposures, which will now be done with our risk management team instead of from the Department of Health. In Warren County, 4,784 citizens have been tested. 222 have tested positive, as Mayor Haley mentioned. 74 have recovered. Unfortunately, as he mentioned too, we also now have 3 confirmed deaths in Warren County where COVID-19 was a factor. St. Thomas Health System has implemented in-house COVID-19 testing as of today to decrease the turnaround time on getting results. And at River Park, our emergency department is now fully staffed with full-time emergency medicine trained board certified physicians in order that we're offering the highest level of care possible. We continue to require all patients, visitors, and staff to wear masks at all times in the hospital, and we are limiting visitation again in the emergency department and in the inpatient rehab unit due to the increased positive cases in the community. We are treating more COVID-19 positive patients at River Park and seeing more positive cases in every hospital and physician clinic within St. Thomas Health. We are not at full capacity, but we have recently reviewed our surge plans for all of our facilities in order to take care of more patients safely. The most important thing I can stress to you is to wear your mask anytime you are in large groups. Continue to practice social distancing and frequently wash your hands. There is a direct correlation between how stringent these practices are followed and how quickly the virus spreads. We have seen many of our St. Thomas Health associates become exposed at family and social gatherings and not through our healthcare system. Many local and national businesses are requiring masks to be worn at all times within their facilities, and I think more of this is coming. Please continue to stay safe and vigilant, and we all appreciate your assistance and patience as we continue to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. God bless you, and now I'd like to introduce Vice Mayor Raul Chastain. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale. The City of McMinnville continues to follow recommendations given by federal, state, and local health officials. Effective yesterday, July 20th, the following changes were implemented in response to rising numbers of positive cases of novel coronavirus. The decision was also based on information from the Tennessee Department of Health indicating that we have far surpassed the acceptable threshold for transmission rates in our community. Effective immediately, face coverings are required for all city employees, elected officials, contractors, and citizens entering city buildings. Anyone entering a city facility must be screened by temperature checks and scripted questions. Fire and police department lobbies are closed while departments conduct business as normal. City Hall offices are open, but lobbies are closed to the public except for the walk-up window at Bell Street. We do want to remind everyone that bills can be paid to the city online and via phone. The Water and Sewer Department is conducting business as usual. Public Works is conducting business as usual. Community Development is conducting business as usual, but with its lobby closed. Permits can be issued via phone and email or by in-person appointment on a case-by-case basis. Parks and Recreation staff are working, but the Wellness Center is now closed and all classes are canceled until further notice. The Gilly Pool will remain open, but with a 300-person limit still in place. The Park Theater will be closed to the public except for city meetings and municipal court. Public bathrooms, playgrounds, the skate park, tennis courts, and ball fields will remain open. Baseball and softball leagues will continue as planned. All public meetings will continue to be held in an in-person format and streamed online for the time being. Work continues on the Civic Center, the dog park, and City Hall renovation, and planning continues on the Magnus Drive extension as well as various sewer repairs and projects. We want to thank everyone for your time and continued efforts in keeping our community safe. Thank you.
We can do this, Warren County. Together, we can win this battle against this disease. As once was said, it's hard to hit the nail on the head when your hammer doesn't have a handle on it. But you, residents of Warren County, can be that handle, and we can get the job done. But I need your help. Cooperation and support are necessary as we move into this new realm of the unknown. The sooner we contain the virus, the sooner our lives will return to normal. There is hope with this vaccine, but it may be months or into the next year before those will be available. In the meantime, we have to take actions once again across our community to protect our residents, and particularly as county services are offered to protect my employees. In the meantime, county buildings will be limited to public access. We'll continue to use the Tuesday and Thursday walk-ins through the rest of this week at the admin building. Appointments are still recommended for most offices. When in doubt, call the office and ask for information. The courthouse itself is on a different schedule, so you'll need to call those offices as well, or look at the postings on the website in order to know when court dates or documents or constitutional rights are to be reviewed, including video arraignments. If you have any doubts, once again, contact that department director or elected official to talk about information related to the operations. In the meantime, in my public admin building, there'll be no public meetings. There's a drop box out front, and you can do online payments as well for your convenience. We're still utilizing the Zoom platform as much as possible in county operations. If you do come into one of our buildings, you will have to sign in, have your temperature checked, wear a mask, and we are limiting the number of people in offices. All essential county services will continue. It's getting harder with the challenge placed upon my employees and their departments. I do not wish to shut down government operations, but I will take whatever measures needed to protect our employees. Without them, there are no government services. Operational guidelines created by our safety coordinator, David Britton, have been distributed to every elected official and every department director for everyone's protection. These are extraordinary times, and they take extraordinary measures. In the past, whatever challenge, whether it be war, depression, or acts of terrorism, Americans have always risen as a united force and gotten the job done. That is your task today, to do the right thing and get the job done. I want to leave you with a quote from JFK. One person can make a difference, and everyone else should try. Today, you can be that person, and that quest can begin today as we try to reach a mitigation of this virus and return to normal. Thank you, Warren County and BLT and the media outlets for sharing this information to the public. Take care and be safe. The better tomorrow that we all desire is achieved at one day at a time. Thank you.